Another way to respond to threats is to mitigate their effects. When you mitigate a threat, you reduce the likelihood that it'll occur and reduce the impact it'll have if it does occur to acceptable levels. Mitigating threats is a good option when avoiding or transferring them isn't possible, or when these responses are too expensive. Mitigation is the risk response used most often by managers. There are a number of techniques you can use to mitigate threats. One way is to adopt less complex processes. Imagine you're the manager responsible for distributing charity funds. Your risk analysis reveals that errors in the printing, distribution, and processing of application forms could lead to delayed or misdirected distribution of the funds. You mitigate this risk by getting your team to develop a simple application form that can be accessed, completed, and submitted online. Another mitigation technique is to conduct more tests on a product or service. Let's say you're a senior manager for a games company and you invite a target group to test a trial version of a game well ahead of its planned release. The group's comments are fed back to the design team, who respond with improvements to the game. This mitigates the risk that the product will disappoint gamers when it's released. Choosing more stable suppliers is another way to mitigate risks. If the possibility of late or unreliable deliveries puts a project at risk, select a reputable supplier with a proven track record to mitigate the risk. You might still experience problems with deliveries, but they're less likely. One mitigation technique involves building redundancy into a system so that if one part fails, another part takes over its function. Redundant features are often incorporated into computer and network systems to mitigate the risk of system failures. For example, your organization may have set up its servers so that if one fails, another server automatically takes over. Many organizations also employ a backup generator so that key services will continue to run in the event of a power cut. Mitigating threats won't get rid of the risk completely, but taking early action to reduce risks is far more effective than attempting to fix the damage after the negative effects occur.